Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and what a great way to end the year as the old world is here. And in this video, we're going to go through this week's Warhammer pre-order preview and get right into it with the first product in the lineup. This is Warhammer The Old World Core Set, Kingdom of Bretonnia Edition. Now this is really cool how they've put this together. They've come out with the starter set here, but rather than having two armies, they've got one for the Kingdom of Bretonnia, and then they've got a separate one for the Tomb Kings of Khemri, which we're going to have a look at next. Great idea this. If you wanted to get started in the game but you don't want two armies, you just want to focus on one, then you can do that. You're going to get the rulebook in there, you're going to get all the models you need for a starting army. It includes 76 plastic Citadel miniatures. Now 75 of those are going to be returning classics, but you are going to get the brand new Lord of Bretonnia on Royal Pegasus. You'll also get that core rulebook that I mentioned, the reference sheet, dice, templates, measuring sticks, and that transfer sheet as well. So you've got everything to start playing the game except an enemy to play against. So if you've got a friend who wants to get started too, they could perhaps buy the other army, or the same, and you could go up against each other. But I think doing it this way is a really neat idea, as you're going to get all the models in there that you're going to play right away. You haven't got to worry about maybe splitting the set or selling off the ones you don't want, or building and painting an army you're probably not going to play with that often. And you'll get more models for your starter army this way too. So very cool way to get going with this new edition of the old world. Now let's move on and have a look at the Tomb Kings of Khemri edition. This is going to give you that core rulebook, the reference sheet, dice, templates, measuring sticks, but you're not going to get a transfer sheet for these. They don't need it. You will get 93 plastic Citadel miniatures though, and two of these are going to be new. The Tomb Prince and the Lich Priest riding a huge Necrolith Bone Dragon. They're going to be new models. So there you go. This is really cool having it in this way. I really like how they've done this, and it would be great if they did this for some of the other big games too. And I wonder if that's something they are going to be doing as the year goes on. We'll have to wait and see. But for the old world now, at least you can go out, just buy one army and you're good to go with no surplus models, just more of the ones you want in the army you're going to build. Now, if you've kept your army already, then you can buy the rules separately. And there's going to be 3 books altogether. There's 3 hardbook tomes. And so the first one is the rulebook, 352 pages packed with all the lore about the world of legend and all the rules for the game. Then there's Forces of Fantasy, and this contains army lists for all the ones on the side of the good, the Dwarven Mountain Holds, the Empire of Man, Kingdom of Bretonnia, Wood Elf Realms, High Elf Realms as well, and each has got profiles for every unit in the army, plus some special rules for that faction, including unique spells, magic items, and more. And then there's the Ravening Hordes, and this is going to do the same job, but this time for the Forces of Evil, and that'll include Orc and Goblin tribes, Warriors of Chaos, Beastmen Bray Herds, and the Tomb Kings of Khemri. There's another book, the Arcane Journal. This is the Kingdom of Bretonnia version. This is a paperback supplement that's going to give you more background lore, new rules, 3 heroes of legend, and 2 armies of infamy based around the Errantry Crusades and Exiled Knights. And this is going to give you more ways for you to play with your Bretonnian collection. There's a ton of models being released as well. They're going to come in a mixture of plastic, metal and Forge World resin. And the good news, I guess, on this is that at least you can order it all from the same website now. But let's start going through them all. The first one is the Battle Standard Bearer on Royal Pegasus. And this one is going to come in a plastic kit. So that's going to be probably a bit crisper, a bit more up to date. Then you've got the Pegasus Knights. You're going to get 3 of these all together, and these are going to be a classic kit. And again, these models are going to come in plastic. Then there's the Grail Knights and Grail Knights Command, and these are going to give you 3 metal Grail Knights with plastic horses. That's enough for one small unit. And the Grail Knights Command Group will give you a champion, musician, and banner that you can take to lead your heroes into battle. Then there's the Battle Pilgrims and Grail Reliquary, and this is going to give you 12 metal Battle Pilgrims with 9 different models, 3 of which are included twice, and then you're going to get the Grail Reliquary kit, which gives you 7 metal models, which 6 of those will be Battle Pilgrims and the Reliquary itself. There's also the Mounted Yeoman and Mounted Yeoman Command, and you're going to get the Mounted Yeoman kit with 5 metal models. They're going to come on plastic horses, and then the Yeoman Command kit includes 3 metal models, which are a Warden, Standard Bearer, and a Musician. Again, they're going to come on plastic horses too. So some of these kits are a mix of metal and plastic. Then you've got Handmaiden of the Lady. This is one of the newer models. This is going to come in Forge World resin, and you can use this as a damsel or prophetess, and it includes options for her head and both hands as well. We're still going. There's loads to look at here. We've got the Battle Standard Bearer on foot and mounted. The 2 models are going to come in the same Forge World resin set. And then easily my favourite model out of everything we're going to look at this week, it's the Questing Knight Paladin with Great Weapon. This one's a Forge World resin, so expect it to be nice and detailed. And yeah, I really like this model. It's awesome. You can choose between the bear and helmeted head for this hero as well. I think you've got to put the helmet on, right? It just looks so cool. To round up the Bretonnia collection, and we've still got to have a look at the Tomb King, so loads more to come, but let's focus on this. You're going to get the Bretonnia dice set, and they're looking promising actually, as Games Workshop standard goes for dice. These are looking pretty good. And then there's the Kingdom of Bretonnia reference card pack as well. The dice are going to come 18 altogether in that set, and the reference cards, 36 cards, which include all the unique magic items, spells, and knightly virtues from Forces of Fantasy. Now on to the Tomb Kings, and you can expand the Tomb Kings of Khemri army beyond Ravening Hordes with this paperback arcane journal supplement. This is going to allow you to theme your army around 2 armies of infamy, the Nehekaran Royal Hosts or the Mortuary Cult, and you're going to also get 3 Heroes of the Dead, including the iconic first Tomb King, Cetra the Imperishable. Let's go through the models now. We've got the Tomb Guard. This set contains 20 classic plastic Tomb Guard with options for hand weapons or halberds, and there's enough parts to build Tomb Captain Standard Bearers or Musicians for each of your units too. You've got the Sepulchral Stalker's necks, and these can also be built as Necropolis Knights. They're going to be a plastic kit containing 3 models. Next up is the Necro Sphinx, and you've got a couple of ways you can build this. So here's the optional assembly as a Khemrian War Sphinx, and this is a plastic kit. And you can see that you've got the Tomb King there, who can either be mounted or on foot. Then there's Cetra the Imperishable, and this one is a mix of metal and plastic kit to build the Cetra atop his chariot. Then there's the Lich Priests of the Mortuary Cult, and this one is going to come in as a metal model. This is crazy. There's still loads to look at. Next up, we've got the Ushabti, and this is going to give you a set of 3 models, and these are going to come in metal kits. So you've got 2 different choices here. There's 2 metal kits. Each one is going to give you 3 models, and you can choose between a Ushabti with ritual blades or a Ushabti with great bows. And then there's one of the newer Forge World resin Tomb King models. This one is armed with the 2-handed weapons. It doesn't say whether it's giving you options there for the weapons or not. And next up is the Battle Standard Bearer, another one in Forge World resin. And then there are the Tomb Swarms. This new kit builds 3 Tomb Swarms. I would have thought this was an old kit looking at it, but it says new kit, 3 swarms in Forge World resin as well. You're also going to get some dice for the Tomb Kings of Khemri, and again looking good, much in the style that we've seen for Necromunda, so expect the quality to be pretty good for these. And you've also got the reference card packs as well. Again, this is 18 dice and 36 reference cards, and the cards will give you all the rules for the Tomb King's artifacts and incantations from Ravening Hordes. And we're still going with Warhammer the Old World dice set, Lore of Magic reference cards, Common Magic items reference cards, and card sleeves. Again, 18 dice, looking good, nice style, and the packaging as well is kind of very similar to what we've seen for Necromunda, so my hopes are up for the quality of the dice now. The Common Magic item set is going to give you 56 cards. The Laws of Magic set has also got 56 cards covering 8 laws of magic. And then you've got the card protectors, a set of 50 sleeves. So you're going to have to buy, what, 3 of those if you want to get all the cards all together. Shame they didn't do the packs of card sleeves in 50, but I suppose you'd be using them perhaps with the reference card packs, which have got 36 in. I'm not sure. We're not done yet with the old world. We've still got to look at bases and modular movement trays. I'm just going to read this out, what they put in the article. It says, Warhammer the Old World uses square and rectangular bases, many of them larger than those used for previous iterations of the Game of Fantasy Battles. If you want to rebase your venerable forces for the new old world, you'll want to pick up some of these sets. There are 11 packs to choose from, with every variation of base you could need, from 25mm squares for infantry all the way up to 100 by 150mm rectangles for the largest of monsters. So there you go, you're going to be able to buy all those packs then separately with the sizes you want, but you can also grab the ranked units, and the modular movement trays are going to help you to build them and fit your units out, and that includes two 200 by 200mm sheets and various pieces of edging ready to be cut and glued to suit your needs. So if you want to put them all together with these movement trays, you can buy those separately too. Why not finish off the collection with a map? Now you can plan your campaigns with this map of the old world. It's pretty big, 1000 by 890mm, and it's going to be pretty big, printed on heavyweight poster paper. This is going to give you the locations and factions of the old world. Doesn't say if it's limited or anything like that, so it could be available continuously, this one. And that's brought us to the end of the old world. We've still got some other models to look at for Warhammer 40,000. But what a huge collection, and what a massive pre-order week this is going to be. So everything we've seen there is going to be available to pre-order from the 6th of January. And then it's that 2-week pre-order window now. So that means you won't get this until Saturday the 20th of January, which isn't long, less than 3 weeks now. So looking good if you're interested in Warhammer the Old World. There's a huge amount here to choose from. Hopefully you got loads of money for Christmas and you haven't spent it yet. So now if you wanted to get started with this, rather than a new army for the new year, you can start with a new game system, or at least a new old game system. Right, let's have a look at Warhammer 40,000, and from the 6th of January, the following models will be on a made-to-order basis, up to 180 days to get to you. There's going to be 2 Necron Overlords. You're going to get a classic Cryptek, an upgrade kit to turn the plastic destroyer into a destroyer lord. You're also going to get Huron Blackheart, and all of those models are going to be resin. And then if you wanted the Iron Warriors Warsmith, then you can get that one as a metal model. Then there's some other Forge World resin models available to order as a made-to-order product. You've got the Landspeeder Tempest included in there too. You've got some heavy firepower in the form of a Necron Sentry Pylon as well, and weapon option for the Sareptic Heavy Construct. That's it for the models, but we've still got Black Library to go with Lords of the Lance. This is a special edition written by Graham McNeil, available as a hardback, ebook and MP3 format. You've got the special edition version here as well. You've got the bespoke cover there. There's 1,500 copies which are going to be numbered and signed by the author as well. Oh, and you're also going to get some new material in the form of an introduction by Graham McNeil and an appendix and a full colour map too. Then there's the End of Times, Fall of Empires Chronicles, written by Phil Kelly, Josh Reynolds, Chris Raitt, Graham McNeil, David Geimer. This one's in paperback and ebook. Also, Blight Slayer, a Gotrek Gurnison novel by Richard Strachan. This one's going to come as a paperback. And we've got issue 496 of White Dwarf. This one's going to give you 144 pages, and it's going to include some new rules for Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol, Warhammer Quest Cursed City, and Siege Battles in Age of Sigmar as well. And if you're still signed up to Warhammer Plus, you can check out the battle report for the Old World, some lore masters, and a masterclass painting guide. As always, I'll put some links in the description down below where you can save up to 20% on all your hobby products. So when these are available, you can get those orders in. I think it's going to be weird with Warhammer Old World because a lot of this is going to be Forge World, so perhaps not all available to the different retailers, but hopefully there'll be a good chunk of them available. And I'll be going through the prices tomorrow if you want to check in then as well to see what we're looking at. But let me know what you think about this week's pre-order preview and all the products that we've seen. It's a huge selection, so I'd love to know what stood out for you. As we move into the new year, I'll be bringing you loads of information now about my new game, Population Z. Welcome to Huntsville. So you may have seen some of the little blog posts popping up already, taking you through some of the different weapons, some of the rules, a little introduction to the game and the map, and some of the legendary items and weapons you can find too. But I'll be putting more out as the weeks unfold. And the launch is set for the 31st of January 2024, and then there's the roadmap. If you want to have a look, each month there'll be something new coming out as we move through the year, and at the end of January I'll start that How to Play video series so you can see exactly what happens in the game, and then they've got some special offers for the 2-week launch window as well. A great way to end the year on a high, some really cool models in there, and if you're looking forward to starting the old world, then you're in for a treat. There's loads here to choose from, so hopefully that's something you'll be looking forward to. But let me know what you're up to for the new year. Have you got a new army planned? Are you looking to start a new game? I'd love to hear what you've got planned. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this one. I look forward to seeing you next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.